This is LOA Recon with Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we explore the ins and outs of conscious creation to manifest our favorite dreams come true. Let's have some fun together. Welcome and thank you for joining me for another episode. I don't need to tell you that there's a lot of change happening in the world right now on so many levels and so many areas, from global to personal, from economic to spiritual and everything in between. And that means there are a lot of stories we could be telling about those changes. Well, a lot of stories we are telling about those changes. There are a lot of opinions out there about what's good, what's bad, what it means for you, what it means for others. And the thing is, they're all right. Everyone is right, no matter what version of it they're telling. The sky is falling. Yep. It's never been better. Yep. This is a good sign. Yep. This is really bad news. Yep. Everyone's right, because we're each creating our own reality, and we each get to decide for ourselves. There isn't one version that we're all experiencing together. So that means there isn't any need, and it doesn't make any sense, knowing what we know as conscious creators, to try to figure out what some change means for us or for the world in general when we're the ones making that up. Each of us, for ourselves, determines what it means and where we go from here. We know that because we're conscious creators who understand that we live in a vibrational world that responds to our thoughts and beliefs, and it does that for each one of us. No matter what we conclude, universe says yes, which means we're each creating our own version of reality. So when we let someone else, including our own gremlins, our own inner critic, get the best of us and convince us that this is bad news, this is the beginning of the end, things have never been worse, and it's only going to get worse, well, we'll be proven right. That's exactly what we'll create when we are being that vibration. And when we decide that this is an incredible opportunity, that this is a sign that things are getting better, that it's only up from here, we'll be proven right. That's exactly what we get when we're that vibration. Which means it's pointless to try to figure out who's got it right and who's got it wrong when it's literally all the things. Everything that happens could be good or bad depending on what we interpret, what we conclude. It's got all the potentials, and we'll experience whatever we decide. I love how Abraham put it when they said, every moment contains everything, and it's a matter of what we choose to pull out of it. So, whether it's head-spinning developments in artificial intelligence, or weather changes happening across the planet, or layoffs at work, or test results from the doctor, or whatever we're looking at, it all has the potential to be really good or really bad. And we are the ones who decide which one it's going to be. Of course, it isn't just one extreme or the other, it's everything in between. But my point being, it isn't just one thing. It could be anything that you are willing to dial on vibrationally. All you got to do is be a little more flexible in what you expect, or a little more disciplined in what you're willing to entertain. I mean, I could have I have had two clients in the exact same situation where one calls it a predicament and hires me to help navigate the trouble to make sure that it doesn't get worse, while another is calling it an opportunity and hires me to make the most of it because they see the incredible opening that they want to take full advantage of. To look at something and decide this is good or this is bad, that's kind of outdated thinking. It's an old way of understanding how the world works. It isn't good or bad in and of itself. It isn't one or the other. It's capable of being all of it. So the question becomes, which are you going to pick? Whatever it is that's got your attention lately, remember your power to choose for yourself whether this is good news or bad, an opportunity or a problem, an advantage or a dilemma, because it isn't a given. Your vibration dictates what it is, and that's just a matter of what you're thinking about or believing, and you can change that at any time. One thought after another is all it takes to shift your vibration. It's going to be whatever you say, whatever you vibrate. Ooh, remember that one girl? I had a guest post on my blog years ago. It's called It's a Sign. It was written by a fellow coach who had a client who, no matter what happened in her life, she just declared that it was a sign that her dream was coming true. And her dream did come true because she stuck to her story. Instead of getting discouraged by all the quote-unquote obstacles that got in the way, which is how a lot of other people would have interpreted the stuff that she was experiencing, she refused to see it that way. She just kept declaring everything in her favor. And her dreams came true. That's what I wanted to inspire you to do in this time of great change. Decide it's in your favor. Declare that it's good for the planet, good for humanity, good for the country, or whatever is your idea of a good time. One person who was looking for work in a particular industry, seeing massive layoffs in her field, could think, this is a terrible time to be looking for a job. There's so much competition. There's not enough to go around. The market's going to be flooded with talent. It's going to reduce my value as a potential employee. While another person in the same industry at the same time could see massive layoffs and think, wow, big change, big shakeups are happening. I'm needed in the world. There's room for me like there never was before. This is the perfect time. Shakeups mean opportunity, and I'm here for it. It could be the same situation with a completely different story about it. And they're both right. That's the thing. They're both right. No one's wrong here. One person who sees AI developments as a threat, as an undermining of all that is good and right in the world, they get to experience that version. Another who sees AI developments as a complete game changer that's catapulting possibilities and expansions that we've been waiting for eons will experience that version. One person who was told by the doctor, we got no idea what's going on with you, could hear that as bad news. No idea. Oh no. Another could hear that and feel relief because that means they've ruled out all the bad stuff. I'm just saying, it isn't that any change is good or bad in and of itself. It's potentially both, and we get to decide what it is for us. They decide for them, we decide for ourselves. So let them have whatever they're having. It does not have to affect your version if you don't let it. I know we know this, but we've got to be willing to practice it. Just heard from my hairstylist today. She wasn't available when I needed her. And my first thought was, well, that sucks. Does it though, Jeanette? Or is this a sign that things are about to get even better? I mean, I love her dearly, but I also know what a smart girl would conclude. Oh, my taxes went up this year dramatically on my mortgage payment. Hello, that's not good. Or is it? Get flexible, Jeanette. Declare it in your favor. I'm too smart to do anything else. Imagine how different our lives would be if we just decided that everything was good news. Imagine! Instead of being willing to entertain any other idea about what's going on. I mean, wow, what a game changer. Or at least it could be if we practiced it. Look, it's also worth remembering that we don't have to understand or see how it's a good thing. All we have to do is be willing to decide it, to be that vibration. So I don't have to be able to explain why this government administration is making the world a better place, because for some of us that could be really tricky to logic our way through. But we don't have to know how. All we have to do is be the vibration of what we want, which just means tell the story or hold a positive expectation of good things happening. That optimism, that confidence or contentment, excitement, peace, whatever vibrations we want to be, that dictates what comes next. And anyone who chooses different, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. But just because they're manifesting something very different doesn't mean you are wrong to choose otherwise. We do not have to have the same thing. So don't let someone else dictate to you what it means. You get to decide what you're having. And when you stick to your story, universe will support you in whatever conclusions you're willing to come to. No matter what it is, power outages, a recurrence of symptoms, court date delayed, contract denied, engine light on, no service available, product discontinued, whatever it is, when you decide that it is for you, that it is happening in your favor, universe has to figure out how to make it so. It cannot deny you. No matter what circumstances you're looking at, when you stay on the page of good news, that's what it has to be. So let's decide it's in our favor. It supports our well-being. This is nothing but a good sign. And we don't have to know how that's true. We just have to be willing to decide that it is, and universe will fill in the gaps. I think that's worth remembering. All right, I hope you got some inspiration from this. Thanks for listening, everyone, and happy manifesting.